Alrighty, how are we doing, Tigers fans? I have such an amazing guest on the show today. Sam the Stat Man, he is here. He's going to be breaking down the Bulldogs game and our chance of making the top 8, which is way higher than normal. So before we get into it, Sam, I did have AI write you a little rap that I'm going to introduce you with as your theme song. So, are you ready?
I'm ready. I'm excited.
Yo, it's the Deep Dive Show. We've got Sam the Stat Man and he's ready to blow. We're crunching the numbers, stacking them facts. We're going to be breaking down the Bulldogs like we're running it back. He's got the charts, he's got the graphs, he's got data galore. While I'm asking how we win, he's showing the score. Completion rates, a tight line breaks in sight. The Tigers are on fire, or was it one lucky night? So buckle up, fam. It's about to get nerdy. Talking about post-contact meters while keeping it dirty. We ain't just fans, we're analysts too. With Sam on the mic, the stats about to come through. Baby,
Absolute
Sam the Stat Man is here.
right there.
That's
Give
what
your
I'm
head,
saying,
Jordy.
bros.
You should have a music
That's what I'm
career,
saying.
man. That was
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Incredible, man.
That is what I'm saying. So, Tigers fans, welcome to a Sam the Statman edition of NRL Deep Dive. And this one is a good one because we are breaking down all things against the Bulldogs. Sam has made some epic visuals to see our tries and to see how we actually went up against the Bulldogs. Plus, he's got some really good news about how we are way higher percentage-wise on making that top 8, but we'll get to that in the end. So, Sam, you want to take it away, brother? Let's see what we got.
All right, Jordy. I'm really excited. I'm going to the game live and just looking at how the Tigers really stood up. Man, the media should talk about Benji every week if that's how the Tigers are going to play because, we looked like a really good on-form top 8 team with the way it was going. I know the Bulldogs had a little bit of bad luck in the rain, but hey, that's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. So I'm super excited to go through all the West Tigers tries visual breakdowns. And yeah, when you're ready, Jordan, we'll move on with the slides.
Awesome.
So
Sweet.
let's start
so our first try was Jarome Skelton. So if you want to kind of break it down, what you've created here, the phases, the takeaways, and explain what we're seeing.
Yeah, I want to throw a disclaimer before we start. You guys know, like with pitches and everything, it's not 100% accurate with the way it was like when they were on the field. I tried to make it as close as I could, but it just gives us a good representation of how everything was set up, so that our West Tigers fans out there can have a good idea of what the Tigers were thinking with each attacking set and how the opportunity kind of arose. And with that in mind, we'll go. Yeah, well, thank you.
You got it.
With that in mind, we'll go straight into phase 1 with the first try. So we start off with Safar playing the ball in the top and Appy as the hooker. He sees a little bit of free. This is what I love about Appy. You see this trend a little bit more with the way he sets up plays. If there's free space and the markers are slow, he'll go for it. He'll take whatever he can. He's really greedy with the meters. He will take whatever he can, inch by inch, centimeter by centimeter, to make sure that they are closer to the try line. And we can see that we got Doueihi on his right, and the blue line shows that the Bulldogs player Viliami Kikau is trying to jam Adam Doueihi before he gets the ball. And we'll go to the second phase because this is really key. This is where Adam Doueihi started to shine for me. He knocks away Viliami Kikau, the red cross you can see. And he, just like Appy, he's greedy with the meters. He'll run straight. He's greedy. He really wants that. He wants to be the first try scorer. And you can see there's like 4 blue dots. The blue dots represent all the Bulldogs player that are trying their scramble defense. They're really desperate to try and make sure they get Doueihi off. And then from that point, Doueihi sees Bula on the right, offloads to him, and now it's a 2-on-2 situation with Bula and Skelton against their left center and left winger. And wow, after seeing Skelton, he's a truck. You can't stop him.
Nope.
Bula does an early pass to Skelton. Bula could just pack it up on that first try because he just bulldozed Rinakama, the left winger, and Kiraz, the fullback, just wasn't fast enough to get Skelton. And that's how the first try happened. And just looking at this visually, you can kind of just see that the Tigers not only had a better handle of the rain, but the Bulldogs were really scrambling. They were really desperate, and the Tigers just took advantage of that early on.
Absolutely. And yeah, I mean, that's what we knew that this game was going to be about. It was going to be capitalizing on those errors, capitalizing on their mistakes, because they are a tough team. And we knew that going into it. And the fact that we came out and we put up a try like that quick, I mean, we were putting up tries all the way to the last few minutes of that first half. We were capitalizing on every single opportunity that we had, and that is the new West Tigers. I just feel like we wouldn't have seen that in the old Tigers, right? So yeah, man, super sick to see that visually and seeing that overlap, seeing the decoys coming through, and just seeing where the Bulldogs went wrong and where we went
Well,
right.
I do want to add just one
Yeah.
more thing. I just remembered the red and blue dotted lines.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is really key. That orange circle is Brent Naden, and
Oh, okay.
Brent Naden note. This is one thing I also wrote in my notes. I just wanted to remember that Brent Naden, he saw Doueihi open, and
Mm.
even though he was a bit late with the approach, I think just him running to be that support player and be the first try added to the chaos that the Tigers were producing, and it left their fullback kind of in that two mindset, like, oh, should I cover the left wing, or is Brent Naden going to get the offload and I have to be the one ready to? So, I got to give my hat off to Brent Naden. He was a late caller because Stafford
Mm-hmm.
was injured, and just the support, him being the support runner, we know that he's great in defense. We saw that with
Oh yeah.
with the Sharks game at Leichhardt, and just for him to even be in that position to add to the chaos, like, I got to give my hat off to him. He's really an underrated player.
Yeah, and he freaking killed it the other night, dude. Like, despite all of the crazy drama that's going on around him and some of the things that he did and said, he absolutely nailed that game, and he really deserves a lot of credit because historically this season he has not been our greatest and strongest player, especially on defense. And the fact that he came out, he's had some try-saving tackles, some just really solid efforts that I think needs to have a lot of praise and just a lot of recognition. So I'm glad you did bring that up. So super pumped on his performance. Let's keep moving forward, mate. So second try, Jahream Bula or Jahream Big Baby. And this one was a fun one. So can you walk us through what we got going on here?
You could tell going into this game that the Bulldogs really missed their main fullback, Connor Tracy, and the
Mm-hmm.
Tigers desperately needed Buller back. We'll start with how this play came about. Skelton picked up a really good catch off the Burden bomb, and Doueihi came in as the dummy half, just the substitute dummy half while Appy was coming back. And the one thing that I love about Doueihi is that he noticed, you see the red cross on the blue next to the dotted line, all the way on the
Yeah.
left. He
Yep.
noticed that player had his back turned on Doueihi, and Doueihi took advantage of that. The other player who was the marker, kick out, couldn't reach Doueihi fast enough to stop him
Mm-hmm.
from taking that short side and running. And even as he runs, the next two plays, it slowed him down a little bit, but they couldn't stop him completely. So Doueihi, off the back of a catch from a Burton bomb from Skelton, just took advantage of the mismatch and the gaps that presented itself, and he just ran it. And I love and yeah, one of the key takeaways I wrote is that if Doueihi played it safe, this try wouldn't happen. If he had
Mm.
just I'll go to short side, gain a few meters. If I get tackled, I get tackled. Doueihi wasn't thinking like that. He was thinking this could be an opportunity to score a try. Let's go for it. And equally important is Jahream Bula. He notices Doueihi running that ball, and he knows that he's just as fast, if not faster than Doueihi. It can be that support runner. So he goes straight to his outside, so that it's a 2-on-1 against the Bulldogs fullback. And you can see that. Look, I know some Bulldogs fans will say it was a forward pass. It is what it is. Sometimes the calls may go your way, sometimes it doesn't. But
Yep.
Doueihi does. Bula was in that position. If Doueihi was by himself, Carraz would have tackled him, then we wouldn't be looking at this try. But Bula, being the support runner that he is, sees the opportunity, goes to the outside. Doueihi does a flat pass to him. Bula runs the distance. The Bulldogs fullback couldn't catch him, and hey, that's why Bula is in the team. And I really hope all the rumors are false about him moving to the Bulldogs and whatnot. But hey, Bula, he's my goat. He's my king. He is back, baby, for us,
Oh
for the
yeah.
Tigers.
Absolutely. He ain't going anywhere. I'll tell you that right now. He's so bought in this club, and I think he knows that he has limitless potential, and that if he wants to unlock that, it has to be at the West Tigers, especially on the trajectory that we're going. I don't see him going anywhere. Plus, his wife plays for NRLW for the Tigers. he's bought in, brother. I promise you he ain't going anywhere.
Let's hope
But
Doueihi is the same as well.
yeah, and that's a whole different conversation, man. Like, yeah, that's wild as well. But yeah, I saw on where is it? Let me pull it back up. Support runners are vital. Bula was equally important in this opportunity. That's something I've been saying for a while, and Tigers fan have been saying for a while. So many times this season, we've had too many opportunities lapse because we didn't have support runners with our players, right? We've seen that, with any of our forward pack getting through the line, there's normally no one following. It's normally going down, taking a tackle. We've seen that with our back line and our back rowers. Like, they get out, they get through, but there's no one there. So the fact that Bula was back and he was ready and Doueihi saw that and went for it, that just shows how important it is to have support players, because we haven't had that historically this season, and it's cost us a lot of tries, and frankly, it's cost us a lot of games. So I think, like you said, for him going for it and for Bula being there ready to go was the best thing that could have happened. So our third try that we did see from Jarome Luai was a beautiful one as well, and this one is a cool one that I was looking at the graphics before, and it was so freaking sick to see this go down, and Appy was an absolute master in this. So if you want to break it down for us, and where we'll go from there.
Yeah, sure. Two things I'd like to point out. One, Appy, man. I think he doesn't get enough credit. I know lately he has been a little bit off, with the whole discussion about Tristan Hope starting and whatnot. But I've heard like some reviews about him saying like if Appy was playing for like when he used to play for the Panthers, he was getting his flowers, but now he's playing for the Tigers. He doesn't get that much recognition, but he's still playing to the standard he was. And another thing, Jarome Luai to put his second career double against his former team, like,
Man,
I talked about some in
beautiful.
Discord how this is all about revenge games, and that was a revenge game that he savored every moment. But we'll get away from that. And we'll talk about this play in particular. Again, Appy, greedy with the meters. He took advantage of the slow markers and tried to get as close as he could to set up the play. And I just love how it's not just Luai that does the special grubber. Appy could do it too. And the defense was really caught off guard about it. Like, it was I think looking at it, I think if you're looking at it from a bird's eye view, you could see that the grubber was on for Appy to do. But I think the Bulldogs were just caught off guard by him taking advantage of the slow markers that they thought he was going to go for a try. And just and I also wrote in the key takeaways that all three players were there: Brent Naden, Jahream Bula, and Jahream Luai. They all play a key vital role. They're all equally important in this as well. Because if it's just Jarrell running for the ball and those two are just hanging back, they know, it's going to Jahream Luai. We'll just cover him off, knock the ball off for a drop out. But all three of them went. And the angle that Appy did, you wouldn't know if it was Jahream Bula, if it was Brent Naden or Skelton getting that ball. And this was an Appy masterclass, and Jarrell finishing it off. Revenge games are sweet when you're on the winning side of it, and Jarrell, he took full advantage of it.
Absolutely, man. And like you said, you didn't know who was going to get the ball, and it kind of reminds me of like when you play like Norths and Crosses or like Connect Four type thing. And you've kind of gotten them pinned in a corner. And you're like, you could go there, but I could still go here. And that was kind of what it was. When I saw that gap, I'm like, Appy's either going to try or he's going to kick it. And we're going to have to draw in those defenders. And we're going over the line regardless if we don't knock it on or do something stupid. Like, that's how easy that was, because Appy saw the possibility of that hole, that gap. That also saw the possibility of having that overlap. And he went for it. And I think that's why we have Appy on this team, and you never know what you're going to get with that bloke because he's so unpredictable. He could start running, making a dash. He could have went for the try. He could have kicked it. He could have threw it deep. There's so many different things that the defender, I'm sure, was going through their head. They're like, frick, I don't know what to do in this situation. And honestly, I've just got to commit to one of them. And that's what they did. And either way, we're going over. It's just a matter of if we could execute. So, yeah, man, Appy absolutely tore it up. I know you were at the game because you tuned in for halftime. What was that atmosphere like when he went over, when Jarome Luai went over the line for his second try and Appy put in that kick?
Gosh, man. I just want to apologize how bad the audio was when I joined.
It's all good, mate. All good.
I was listening back and I was like, oh man, you really can't hear me at all. I should have
Nah,
just did some subtitles or. But
nah, you're good, mate.
just if I was to talk about like the vibe, gosh, the Bulldogs fans were loud in the first 5 minutes when Terrell dropped the ball and
Mhm.
two non tries for them, and gosh, they were really silent at halftime. I will say that. But the Tigers fans, there weren't many Tigers fans. Like there was more blue than orange. I don't know if the Tigers fans did
Mhm.
show up for the rain, but gosh, when Skelton went for that, man, me personally, I just wanted to scream. I was high fiving every single Tigers fan that was around me. I was giving it to my two doggies friends. I'm sorry, guys, but that's just how it goes, up the Tigers. But
Right.
just the cheers, man. Like especially because it was Jarrell against his former. I know the whole storyline was about Lockie Galvin versus
Right.
Luai, but Jarrell Skelton really got the short end of that whole headline. But he second career double, he really gave it up. I'm not gonna do the hand signal, just out of respect, but he really did the did it to them. But yeah, just the Tigers fans really had a lot of hope at halftime. They were still like cautious because sometimes the second half can be, but they were really cheering it up and loud for them, and I'm just
Right.
really happy I got to experience that.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, it looked electric, like just from when you like FaceTimed us or whatever and jumped on here, and it just looks so sick. And yeah, I am just so impressed with the boys and their effort over the weekend. Like we don't have an excuse. That's what I've come to. Is like, sure, this is beautiful, but now we don't have an excuse. We can win these tough top 4 games, like, and we need that going forward into. I mean, hopefully finals footy, which we'll get into a little bit here soon. But yeah, we'll save that for in just a little bit. But fourth try was Adam Doueihi, man. Like first he sets up a try. Second, he friggin' jumps into that bloody half roll and absolutely tears it up. Meters, tackles, try assist, line breaks, all the thing. And then, man, did he go over that line and was we all just stoked as friggin' Tigers
Oh,
fans. So let's look at this because it was electric when he took that dart and he just went off.
yeah. Oh wow. Adam Dewey. He is the Lebanese Flash. He is the
Mhm.
fastest man alive. No one was catching him at all. You look at the blue dotted lines, 6 people were trying to catch him, and nobody was close to him. That's how fast he was. And given everything that he's gone through, 3 ACL injuries, all the surgeries and recoveries, for him to outdash all the Bulldogs' fastest players, just wow. But we'll talk about how this all started. So this started. Oh, what a script. Started off a
It was. Oh,
Galvin mistake. Ball came free off Bat Burton. 3 players were on it. It was Adam Doueihi, Brent Naden, and Jarrell Skelton. And wow, Adam Doueihi, as if he didn't need more headlines to talk about his contract negotiations, picked up the ball and ran. Jarrell Skelton couldn't even catch up with him. That's how fast he was. And maybe Jarrell Skelton did go back a little bit, but Brent Naden was. This is one thing I also love about Brent Naden in this place too, that he had this right set of mind to be that support
mhm,
player just in
mhm,
case. You'll see
mhm.
his red line just did it, but dude didn't even need him. He was so fast that Brent Naden was falling back, and just Dewey will throw the checkbook at you. We need you. Please
Yep,
stay with us,
yep,
whatever it
yep.
takes. But
Absolutely, absolutely.
hats off to Dewey, man. He as if like just the try to seal the deal. That's all he
Yeah,
needed to do.
yeah, man. It was. I still remember on the stream when he went. I was like, "What the heck am I watching?" Like, I knew he was fast, but I didn't know he was that freaking quick. And he was just legging it and just going, and everyone's just fading back. And I was like, what the heck? Like this is no better time to pull a performance like this than right now where he's at in his season with the contract negotiations. It's just absolutely unreal. And I was just losing it at that point. I was like, what the heck are we watching? Like, this is a complete 180 of a team from even like a week ago. Like, this is just freaking crazy. So I was so pumped on that. And yeah, man, like that was kind of the thing that I think sealed the deal for me. When Adam went over that line, that kind of sealed the deal. I was like, I really do think we have this game in the bag. Like, I really do. So then we had the Samuel Fainu try, which is a little controversial with the pass and everything. But hey, like you said, sometimes things are awarded, sometimes they're not. West Tigers have had their fair share of not awarded calls, penalties, all the things. So the fact that they didn't even care and they just let us take it, that was the icing on the cake, the cherry on top, whatever you want to call it. So break it down for us. What are we seeing? How did this all lead up, and how did he get over that line?
All right. Well, there's one thing I want to say before we get this down. If you thought Luai was just gonna sit back and let Doueihi have all the attacking fun and glory, he put the final nail in the coffin for the
Yes,
Bulldogs with
sir.
this. He was, you know what? He was so deceptive. All the Bulldogs players thought it was a forward pass. That's how. Take it as you will, but that's how goated he was in this play. All the Bulldogs players just didn't tackle anymore. They're like throwing their hands up.
Yep.
Luai, he is the master trickster. And
Yep.
I'm glad the refs saw it our ways. But we'll
Yep.
talk about this play. So plays the ball, Appy passes to Luai. You'll notice the two orange dots in the side. That's Taruva and believe Taylor May before he got injured, or unless he was still. It would have been one of the centers. And this looks like it's going to be a grubber to the sideline. Just with those two players, they're bunched up together. They look ready to run for that grubber ball. But Luai, he sees Samuela Fainu close in. He sees a gap between Stephen Crichton and one of their second rowers, I think Kickow. Does the flat short pass, and Samuela, he still had work to do once he got that ball. But man, he was fearless. He bumped Lockie Galvin with his head and dives 5 meters away from the try line and just slides over and beats the fullback. Like, I was worried he would get a HIA just for the sheer that he was using his head as a spear to
Right.
drive into that fullback and score that try. And just wow, Luai, man, short,
Absolutely awesome.
call it what you will. It's not a forward pass in my eyes.
Nope.
He was so deceptive with it, and Samuela, like a spear, drives to that try line.
Dude, it was unreal. Like, yeah, like you said, nail in the coffin. That's what it was, man. Like the way he went, he just bulldozed, man, and it looked so effortless for him as well. And that, man, that's why I love the Fainu brothers, bro. Like, just all three of them are like that, and it just makes me so happy that we have them on our team, right? So, I believe that is it for your slideshow. Time to get into what the people really want, and that is, what is the percentage? What are the numbers, Sam, the stat man? Can we make the top 8? If we can, what does that look like? What do we got to do? We are ready.
All right, I need that meme where the numbers are all the equations
Yeah,
are
right.
running around my head, and I'm just like.
Right.
But in all fairness, I did mention it in my Fan Friday, but we know the two main components of teams that make the top 8 is if they have a 30 points total, which is about 12 wins, and a point differential of 0. And in the past, there's like a range between minus and plus 30. So a team could have minus 27 and still make the 8, just depending on how close the field is. Which this year the top 8 is really close, so that gives the Tigers a good advantage.
Mm-hmm.
When I was doing my calculations, if we're just looking at just 30 points, which is obviously Tigers winning all last 4 of their games, this is Sea Eagles at Allianz, Cowboys at Leichhardt, Raiders at their home ground, and Titans at their home ground at Gold Coast. Just did crunch the numbers, and it don't want to jinx it, but I'm hoping that is correct. I had a little bit of help from ChatGPT, but it looks like touch wood, touch
Yeah.
flag.
Touch wood. Everyone
It
touch
looks
wood.
like Tigers have a 31.25% of achieving this objective. If you
What?
remember in my previous Fan Friday, I said the percentage was 2. And we just got to remember, this is half of the job. So we can't get too ahead of ourselves. But
All right. All right. All right. All
if
right.
we're looking at strictly how the teams are structured, Cowboys at Leichhardt, no question. If we were versus the Stormers at Leichhardt, we would beat them. It wouldn't matter. Call me
Mm-hmm.
delusional.
Yep.
We got the
I won't.
Titans who are a lot. I'll give my fair share to the Titans. The Titans have been playing really good footy, but
Yeah.
we're all talking about momentum, and if the
Mm-hmm.
Titans are a lock for the wooden spoon, we don't know if they will show up at all. We're talking about the Sea Eagles, who have been a very inconsistent team. And I know last time I did say, the Sea Eagles, we were going to beat them, but hey, Luai did a Susan Boyle, and our team was all mixed up, so we can't. So let's hope everyone's fit and healthy. If everyone's fit and healthy, the Sea Eagles, I would believe that's a good game for us to test our side, and we could come out with a win. Don't know if it'd be a 13 plus, but I want the 12 as possible. And the Raiders, that's our toughest match. The Raiders for sure. You know they're coming
Yeah.
first, and I don't got to give my props to them. They've been playing really good footy this year. But hey, 16-12 at Campbelltown last time. Let's do the role reversal at their home ground.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's just with the points, 30 points total,
Man.
31.25%. But if we're looking at point differential, it will come down a lot more. You know, Tigers have a right now. Tigers have a point differential minus 21 and minus 121, which
Okay.
is it's not really great to be honest. I think it's one of
No,
the
that's not
lowest
great at
from where
all.
we are. We're trying to achieve a point differential about that minus 30 to minus 20 to have a shot. We need to win all 4 games by about our largest margin ever, which is 24 points. And with all this said, crunching the numbers, having a little bit of help from ChatGPT, our chances drop dramatically to 5.69%. So still higher than what it
Still
was.
higher.
I was talking about the Fan Friday, but it's looking very, very slim. But if the Tigers are good at one thing, it's proving people wrong. And
Absolutely.
yeah. So, like with all this said, it does point to no finals for Tigers. Maybe a 9th or 10th place consolation for our great efforts. But hey, if you were to tell Tigers fans this year, hey, we're gonna finish 9th and we were in the run for the top 8, we wouldn't believe you at all.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, just talking about the effort. This is a great foundation for the Tigers to work on, in preseason for next year. And I want to start seeing some more 3, 4, 5 game win streaks.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, we got to give credit where credit is due, and the Tigers
Absolutely.
effort, big credit to them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, big credit to the players, but big credit to Benji freaking Marshall, bro. Like,
Definitely.
he is turning this club around. That's all I'm going to say about that, Sam. He's turning this club around, baby. And I am so pumped because we've literally gone up in our odds of making top 8. Although we're probably not going to make it, it still went up. That to me is there is no excuses. Like, we are getting better. We are on the up and up. We are in that rebuild, and you're either on or you're off, Tigers fans. So if you're on, make sure you run this video up, comment your thoughts, comment your score prediction against the Sea Eagles, and most of all, thank Sam the Stat Man for jumping on today, because this was absolutely epic. And thanks so much, dude, for breaking down all of our tries. Those graphics were absolutely amazing, and for giving us Tigers fans so much hope, so much to believe in, and so much to dream big about.
I
Because
do have one.
yeah. What's up?
I was watching the Win, Lose or Draw podcast, and they were talking
Yeah.
about the fan account, the Press Tigers fan, and
Yeah.
that specific. I did crunch the numbers for that. Um, I was looking at it, and yeah, had a little bit of help from ChatGPT, and wow, the percentages. I'm laughing just reading it. It's so that the Press Tigers fan, that whole scenario is really specific, and if it
Yeah.
touch wood, if it were to happen, it's a 0.0254% chance of happening. That specific scenario that he was talking about. But
Is
I
that the
did
one where
ask
we're
Chat
making the premiership?
probably, and maybe if it's making the 8, it's a little bit higher. But he posted a photo where it was like round 23, Roosters over Dolphins, and like the
Mm-hmm.
specific map of it's really low. So I asked ChatGPT to, like, if it was there's some more like realistic alternatives, what would it look like? And he did some scenarios, and by the looks of it, the Tigers would have a combined probability of about 10% to make the top 8.
Dang.
So, like 31%, 10%, 5%. Look, all I'm seeing is 100% chance of the Tigers making. But hey, it's not 0%. That's the key word right there.
That is the keyword, because I feel like it's been very near zero for far too friggin' long. And here we are on the men, Tigers fans. If you're not as pumped up as I am, you guys need to check yourself, because Sam is giving us hope. And with that, let's see him out. That's it. Claws out, baby. You guys take it easy. Thanks, Sam the Stat. Well, that way, Sam the Stat Man. Thanks for joining us, brother. And you take
All
it
good,
easy,
brother.
my guy.
Close out, baby. Up the
Close
Tigers.
out, baby. Up the Tigers.
See you all soon, baby.
All right. Catch you guys later.